Finally, an unprecedented and pioneering approach to revitalizing unhealthy and damaged skin and hair without the use of hormones and drugs. Hi everybody, I'm Brent Ashcroft, and today we're talking about nature's approach to a natural and healthy lifestyle. The power of the honeybee is one of the oldest medicines known to mankind and has lain dormant in cultural medicine throughout the world until now. Throughout ancient Egypt and Asia, honey can be found as the main ingredient to cures for hundreds of ailments. Honeyderm products awaken the healing power of honey once again, energizing and bolstering it with powerful and pure botanicals to better enhance the healing process. So what are some of the problems that people have with their skin and their hair? Joining me today to discuss that is Dr. Mahmoud Musa, who specializes in pharmacology. Doctor, thank you for your time today. Talk, if you can, a little bit about some of the ailments that some of your clients come to you with.
Skin and hair problems have been actually chronic. Problems like hair loss, baldness, scalp psoriasis, eczema, dermatitis. I mean, people have to suffer from them almost the rest of their life once they start experiencing any of those ailments. Hair loss is not a disease, but people prefer to have nice hair, nice looking hair, thick hair. It affects the appearance of everyone. People have been suffering, and once they start losing their hair, they sometimes keep fighting, but they don't find a real solution. Then they have to accept and live with it the rest of their life. Problems for the skin like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, dermatitis have been considered as well as chronic diseases, which conventional medicine does not provide real solution for such problems. With our approach, we used ingredients from the honeybee products, as you pointed out, and supplemented that with actives from botanical sources to attack each single problem and revive the skin or the scalp or the hair follicle so it would start functioning again. And fortunately, people who have used our products could see real difference immediately on relieving the condition, improving the skin, stopping the hair loss, preventing any dandruff or any itching. And then gradually on time, they really see good recovery. What varies from one person to another sometimes is the time period they need to have full recovery. But literally from the first application, people are amazed by how the products really affect them.
I heard you mention specifically psoriasis and eczema. Explain, if you could, for me, doctor, how those ailments really are life-changing for people.
I don't know if you have seen anyone with eczema or psoriasis in particular, or rosacea. Those conditions are horrible skin conditions where people have to live suffering the rest of their life having those conditions. The skin becomes scaly, itchy, red. I mean, if they touch it, it would bleed. And people try hard to just control the condition and not to make it spread all over their body. People try to put it under control. They use steroids, they use so many things. But that actually suppresses the condition, keep it under the skin, and does not remove it. And it actually keeps spreading while they are using those products. So many people have to suffer from those conditions the rest of their life. Unfortunately, there is nothing in the conventional medicine that could completely cure those cases or those conditions. Consequently, they are known as chronic skin problems. With our approach, we have employed ingredients from the honeybee products and the active botanicals that are capable of regenerating the skin, overcoming the existing problem, and consequently the healthy skin would displace those affected areas. And people are amazed by how much effectiveness they notice after using our products, even from the first application. Some people are lucky, especially if they start so early in the process. Within 2-3 weeks, they could really rid of the problem completely. But if it is a chronic, and especially if they have used steroids or those harsh treatments, it takes them a little bit longer, of course. But the good thing is they control the skin condition from the first application. Then, based on their consistency and good application, good massage, they continue to improve and recover fine, thin, nice-looking skin.
You touched on it a little bit. The biggest question probably is why honey? How is honey the big ingredient in your products?
Honey has been the sole medicine for human being since the beginning of life on Earth. The Egyptians have used honey almost in all their medicine. The activity of honey has been confirmed in the lab to affect so many conditions. Some of those, or the most prominent activity is the tissue regeneration. And that activity by itself, you cannot find it anywhere else. A natural product would regenerate the tissue, bring it back to full function. That's not the only function, but that's the most prominent one. Honey has been proved to be a very effective antimicrobial. It works against bacteria, fungi, viruses. So people who have been suffering of skin infection using honey and other honeybee products as well, because there is a product called propolis that has been very effective biologically as well. So people, when you use honey, you provide tissue regeneration, you provide antimicrobial, anti-inflammation. So when the skin is so inflamed, that anti-inflammatory activity would help the skin overcome that aggravation and relieve the condition. So the redness and the tension that people have to suffer will go away right immediately. Another activity is the immune support activity that has been proved for honey. Once you balance and support the immune system in the tissue, then the tissue would be able to defend itself and recover on its own. Another activity is antioxidant, and antioxidant activity has been very prominent as well. And people now are more aware of how important the antioxidant activity is. So using honey would prevent the free radical from harming and damaging the tissue, and that would help the tissue recover on its own. In addition to that, honey has been very rich in its contents. It has nutrients that you cannot get anywhere. Imagine to make 1 pound of honey, the bees have to visit like 25 million flowers to collect nectar to make 1 pound of honey. So you collect all those medicines from the flowers and just provide it in a jar for people to use. We use that and energize that with based on our knowledge and on our experience. We actually have done some interesting research ourselves using sugars from honey to displace the bacterial infection from the bladder tissue in the lab. And it was amazing how the tissue that contains the honey from sugar was active, effective, contracting like more than normal, very healthy tissue. On the other hand, the one which did not have such sugars was almost dead.
Doctor, we have plenty of your Honeyderm products here in front of us. One of them is Dermatonic P. Why don't you grab that and explain to us exactly how that helps psoriasis?
Well, that is the Dermatonic P. That is a secret of the healing of psoriasis, eczema, dermatitis, rosacea, any skin problem. And people sometimes, or most of the time I would say, think or feel we are exaggerating until they try it. And from the first application, they appreciate what we told them. That contains ingredients from various honeybee products, including honey, propolis, pollen grains, royal jelly, beeswax. And we supplemented that with botanicals that would help the tissue heal, fight infection, support the immune system, also fight the inflammation. We usually advise people to use rich application and apply it. And when they apply it, they really need to spend time rubbing it in all the way to reach deep into the tissue. And what it does, first it would relieve the aggravation of the redness and the tension on the tissue, as I mentioned earlier. The anti-inflammatory activity that exists there would replace any cortisone or any hormone or any other harmful activities that people try to use to relieve the itching and the inflammation and all those.